Hello, hello, good evening to you all, everybody. How's everybody doing? This is the debut of Social Saturdays with James. How's everybody doing? How was your day? How's it going? Hope everything went well. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And hope your day went well this wonderful weekend as well. Well, my day went well. I worked a little bit, and then I met up with this Harlem Writers Club in Harlem, discussing various topics such as plays, books, and meeting new publishers. It was a great event today. Even though it was last minute, it was very imperative that I went and had a great time today. Well, debut of Social Saturdays. Well, this is a show to talk about various topics. Various topics like stuff that happened in the week or any sort of topic. Well, today, the topic I chose to discuss is, well, religion. Not really religion. I'm not really talking about history of religion. I'm just talking about basically, pastors in the church. Well, there's something that kind of bothers me these days about pastors. Pastors in churches. Hi, Sebastian. How are you today? Hope you went well. Sorry I couldn't make it to your Boy Scouts meeting, but fundraiser, excuse me. But the next time you have one, I'll definitely be down for that, barring any events. Just so you know. You know, Pastors and churches are supposed to help the community. They're supposed to help the poor. Oh, glad it went well, Sebastian. And tell Nina I said hi and I love her and I hope she's watching too. Pastors are supposed to be the ones that are pillars of our community, that help our churches, that help the poor, to help the less fortunate. The problem that I've been seeing lately with a lot of pastors is they seem to only help themselves. Now, if you're a man of God, it's okay to have a big house. It's okay to have a fancy car. It's okay to have a lot of fancy things. But what is not okay is if you're a pastor and your job is to help us, to help the community, to help the less fortunate, how dare you have the nerve to use money from our collection plate, from our hard-earned money, to look out for yourselves, to buy Armani suits, to buy yourself a Jaguar, to buy yourself a big old house, and not give a damn about us, the less fortunate. Well, I'm not less fortunate, but I'm just saying, there's people out there in the streets begging for money that don't have homes, that don't have a dime to their name. They are in dire need of help. Hi, darling. How are you, Nina? Love you so much. Oh, hey, my girlfriend actually joined me, which is great. Thank goodness. I love you, my darling. And by the way, before I continue on with this rant, I would like to thank you, Nina, for joining us as well. Please do follow Nina. She has a website to help with social media. And if you're the type of person who needs help with your social media marketing on any social media platform, she's the lady you may want to go to. It's called www.ninaonline/tv. If you have any further questions, feel free to email me or feel free to message me on my social media links that I will send at the end of this video. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, I don't like the fact that these pastors seem to look out for themselves rather than what their mission is supposed to be, to help the less fortunate, to reform those that need saving. They only seem to want to save themselves. I look at some of these guys that have these fancy suits and these cars and it sickens me. Because I know damn well that that money is being used out of those that are donating their congregation or whatever the hell it is to help themselves. They don't give a damn about the community. They don't give a damn about the less fortunate. Let's face it, look at these televangelists, perfect example. T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, Pat Robertson. You think I give two shits about any of those guys? Peter Popov or Peter Jerkoff, whatever the hell his name is. Yeah. They're all pastors, they're all men of God. But all that money they get, you think they're doing anything to help the community? You think that's going to the poor? You think that's going to poor countries? No. It's going to their big old houses, their big old cars, and their big old suits. T.D. Jakes got a big old mansion in freaking, Houston. I miss you too, my love. I mean, why don't he build a damn house for people that are homeless, for people that are hungry? Fuck him. You're a man of God, aren't you? Look out for the poor people. That's what you're supposed to do. When people come here telling me, oh, he has a beautiful house, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Fuck T.D. Jakes in this beautiful house. You think I give a rat's ass about him? I don't give a damn about what he does for people. Just like in sports, I don't give a damn these fools is making 20, 30, or 40 million a year. I care about what they're doing to help their team. I care about how their performance is on the plate or on the mound. I don't give a damn about how much money they make. The same in basketball, the same in football. Whoop-de-doo, they got all this money. If they can't do shit to validate their value, I could care less about them. It's the same with Anna Kournikova ages ago. She was fine as hell, but she sucked as a tennis player. Yet, Martina Navratilova is ugly and looks like a man. She could beat anybody on the court. So I could care less about your looks. I could care less about, I'm a fan first. And that's what matters the most. The same way I'm concerned with people that are hungry and helping up the point. If I ever become rich, and when that ever happens, my mission statement is to also help out the community as well. I have to look out for the community because, when I do get rich, I'm not looking for fancy cars. I'm not looking for luxury materials. I don't want any of that. All I really want is money, fortune, and to be rich and to be famous. If you ever have listened to my past lives, never ever have you ever seen me mention anything about wanting material things. Why? Why do I want material things anyway? I don't buy new clothes every year. I don't buy the latest pair of Jordans. I don't buy the latest fashions because I don't really give a damn about that. It doesn't concern me. I don't feel like that makes me me. What makes me me is the type of person that I am. It's like one person in my job tells me, oh, people gotta respect the uniform. Oh, so you wear a silly uniform, you're supposed to automatically garner respect? Bullshit. It's how you are as a person. You can be the toughest cop or the toughest nurse or anything. If you're a dick to people and you treat people like shit, nobody's gonna respect you no matter what type of clothes you wear. A dress, a suit, a police uniform, or whatever. If you're a dick, if you're an asshole, if you could care less about anybody, you think they're gonna respect you? Oh, you have a gun, you have a uniform. Whoop de goddamn do. How you gain respect is if you give respect to others in the way you carry yourself. If you can't do either, you might as well not be shit, no matter who you are. That's the way I see it. So with that being said, there you go on my thoughts on that. And again, bashing pastors and religion. I really think that they're very shady. I really think a lot of them are conniving, just like the taxi drivers. That's why I don't go to church anymore. That doesn't mean I don't believe in God. I still pray to God mostly every night. Well, not every night, but I still believe in Him. I've never become an atheist. I just don't go to church because you got too many hypocrites. Not just the pastors, the congregation. They're all here talking about praise Jesus, this and that. Thinking, oh, we God's children, we God's chosen. But yet outside, they just like everybody else. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they talk shit about other people. You're supposed to be in church. You're supposed to think you're better than people. You ain't fooling nobody. Listen, anybody that goes to church, I'll tell you one thing. They're just like everybody else. They fuck around with people. They steal. Hey, some people that was from church became serial killers. Look at Dennis Rader, the BTK killer. He was part of a congregation for many years, a church man, a family man. Little did a lot of people know that for 30 years, he was going around killing various people. You never know. Sometimes the biggest people that are biggest, most religious could be the most shadiest people ever. That's why you can't trust anybody no matter what. You gotta get to know people before you can judge. And you can't assume anything either. You never know what people can be. That's why I always want to get to know people before I make judgment on who I think people really are, because what you think they are now, once you get to know them, you may see something different later on. So, not everybody's the same, not everybody's cut the same way, and not everything's out to be what they seem. So, gotta look into that, guys. And again, I'm not saying this to discourage people from going to church, and I'm not saying don't go to church. I'm just saying this because my personal reasons why I don't go to church. You guys still could go to church. You guys still could put money in the collection plate. Just be aware that sometimes when you think people care, they don't. They're just benefiting themselves, and pastors do it too. Why do you think you see some pastors with nice suits and with nice cars? That's why. That money should be going to the poor. That money should be going to homeless shelters, pantries. That's where it should be going to. If I was a pastor, that's what I'd be doing. Would I care if I look like I'm in rags and in tatters? No. But would I care that my fellow man has something to eat, has a roof in his or her head to stay? That's what should matter. They're all like that, Sebastian. Trust me, they are. I've met plenty of them. Believe me, I mean, I know it's hard to believe. I know it's sad for me to say, but sadly, like at least 80 to 90% of them are like that. I mean, they're not all like that. I'm not saying all pastors and all religions are like what I'm describing, but the majority of them, especially nowadays, yes, they are. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, and I've seen it. I've actually seen it. So, that's why I say again, church is not for me. I'll pray to God, but church is just not for me. And if anybody has a baptism or communion or confirmation or marriage, hell, I'll make an exception just for them, because just because I say I don't go to church doesn't mean I'm not going to support my fellow family member or friend whenever they have a baptism, communion, confirmation, or marriage. I'm going to support them in every way that I can. That's just who I am. But I refuse to attend church services that this is some hypocrite, heathen bastard telling us about God. Oh, this is the devil, this, that, and the third, when you're just as bad as us. So, sorry, can't do it, can't justify that. Sorry, not me. Anyway, having said that, also, well, the Mets are doing terrible this year. The Yankees just got beaten by the Red Sox, although they tied. They were about to. They had the bases loaded in the ninth inning. They had a chance to tie the game, and Kimbrel, the Boston Red Sox close, was pretty shaky. However, he recovered and got Greg Bird to fly out to center field with the bases loaded. Excuse me, Greg Bird. So there you go. Now the Yankees are 8 games back against the Red Sox. They're in second place. They still have the first wildcard spot. As for the Mets, they're at the second spot to last place. They have the second worst record in the National League. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I've been a Mets fan for over 20 years. Yes, I know, that's sad, right? But you gotta support your team no matter what. I can always become a Yankee fan. I could always ride to the other side, but I choose not to. The same way with the Sixers, I didn't choose to go to their side despite the fact that they averaged 60 losses in the previous 4 seasons before finally reaching the playoffs this past season. You gotta support your team through thick and thin. You can't be like, just because they start losing, that means you gotta suddenly go to a winning team. It doesn't work that way. Just like in a relationship. There's gonna be good moments and there's gonna be bad moments. You gotta be there for each other through thick and thin no matter what. Just like Nina and I. We go through certain things sometimes. But like I said before, I'm not going to leave her. I love her too much. I'm going to marry her. I swear to you guys. You will be seeing me at some point this year saying that we're engaged. I guarantee it. We're already in August, so watch. I will say this today, and you guys will remember this a year later. I will be engaged to Nina. That lady's going to have a ring on her finger within 2 years or less. I guarantee it. She will be Mrs. Nina Rivera. We will be probably married in a church too. Who knows? Nah, she wants to be married in a castle, and I want to be married in Botanical Gardens. So I think church is out of the question on that one. I don't know. But if Nina wants to get married in a church, like I said, listen, I support that. Again, I'm not going to discourage anybody from the church. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just giving my personal views on why I don't go to church. That's all. That doesn't mean you do it. It's just me. That's all. I don't like trying to influence people. I just want to inspire people. That's all. Yes, James, indeed, Sebastian. Yep. You'll be invited to the wedding too. You, your mom, and Melody. She could fly from California. I don't know. And Mike. So yeah. having said that, I don't really have much else to talk about. Oh yeah, except oh yes, at midnight. Midnight, get ready for midnight for my new poetry video for this week. It's gonna be called Chains in the Mind. You know, I basically was gonna make this poem about love, but I decided to make it about, people's daily struggles in life. Well, when I get to that at midnight, you'll see what it's all about, and then I'll explain more afterwards. So, I obviously can't do it now because then why would you even bother tuning in? You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, having said that, this was a fun Social Saturdays with James. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your support. Remember, if you have subscribed to my channel already and you have that gray notification bell, 12 a.m. in about an hour and a half from now, an hour and 45 minutes, my poem debuts, at least for this week, on my channel. So having said that, take